From my dear friend, Valerie Parhill. These are the Mercury glass Kaleidoscope trees that she created. They're 16 inches in height. It just doesn't get any better than these. We've had 185,000 of you that have picked them up, and this becomes a family holiday heirloom.
It does.
That, it's funny, every year I forget I've got one.
Oh.
But I have a designated place where it goes every single year in the exact same spot.
And then it's such fun when you do see it.
You open the box.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes.
How are you?
Oh, it's good to see you,
It's
sweetie.
good to see you. This is Kathy Smith. Valerie was very busy this week. She wasn't able to come up from Kentucky. I'm so glad that you're here. I am now down to just 4 colors.
Yes, 4 colors.
This early in the year.
But 4 dynamic colors.
I would agree. Yep.
Okay, so I'll start you off down here, or maybe, oh, okay. With the icy blue. Look at this beautiful icy blue. Blue has really become so popular again in home decor in general, and certainly in the Christmas season.
Exactly, because there's a coolness to it.
Yeah.
Now, it sounds crazy. All forms of home decor continue to follow a trend, and all forms of Christmas decor follow home decor.
True.
Blue became so popular a few years back. It was actually the first color that people thought of to decorate in America for Christmas.
Aww.
So we're kind of bringing back a tradition of just around the Civil War, which I think most people are very surprised to find out is actually when Americans started celebrating Christmas in a heavier manner.
Okay.
At one time in Puritan America, it was illegal to celebrate Christmas.
Wow.
True story.
I will have to read up on that a little bit because I didn't know that. And we did just get a chance to visit down in Philadelphia in the Constitution Center, and we went to Betsy Ross's house.
That blue is what I have in my entryway on a credenza.
The blue is what my mama has. She loves to do blue with all of our Mercury glass pieces for Christmas time. Next I have for you the silver, very classic color in Mercury glass. So if you collect Mercury glass, silver might be the one for you. Next you're seeing that beautiful blush, and the blush is going to play nicely with your golds.
Right.
If you like oil rub bronze, and that's kind of like where you gravitate towards, the blush is probably the one for you.
And the blush has a certain sophistication too.
It does, it does. And last I have for you the gold. And again, a classic color in Mercury glass. And Valerie chose a vintage look of a Christmas tree. The light inside, you're noticing it's moving in a circle, so it's a kaleidoscope light. But this is where the magic happens. Let's show you guys.
Yeah, our lights are going to come down.
Beautiful.
Watch this thing dance. And I want to point out, that's real glass.
And thick Mercury glass.
Yes. So you don't have to worry about it. The term Mercury glass is a style, no longer a reproduction or a technique of creation. Old Mercury glass was made with mercury, which, by the way, makes people bat crazy. Okay?
Like we need any extra help with that.
This is so cool. By flipping a switch, she just went from white to this multicolor, and it looks like the Northern Lights.
And the way that these lights reflect off of the wall, or if you have it next to a mirror, I have our cathedral mirror set behind it. You can see the way that the light plays off of the mirror. So pretty. But your kids are going to have so much fun every year deciding if they want to have it on multicolor or on white. And maybe one year you're feeling a little more sophisticated and you want to go with the white light. Maybe the next year you're feeling a little bit more playful and you want to go for the multicolor. You'll be able to choose which light you want it to be on every single year. It has an adapter, so this is the one time we don't have to worry about batteries.
Yes, and I'll tell you what, I'm thankful for that because I have electrical outlets. I mean, it's an old farmhouse, but it does have electric.
Good. Bonus.
I go through a fortune in batteries nowadays at Christmas time.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have something that I can just plug in and not worry about. And there is something majestic about this. I have one room in my house that has cathedral ceilings.
Ooh.
One. All the other ceilings in my house are 7 foot tall.
Okay.
I feel like a giant. This thing, because of the credenza that we have it on, the little Parsons table, you can actually see the colors on the ceiling of the cathedral ceiling.
Oh, that's fabulous.
And it really is mesmerizing. And it's one of the first things that I look forward to unpacking and decorating in the house with.
And I love how thick the glass is for this. Valerie gave us a really, really thick, beautiful glass. So the look of the tree itself has a vintage kind of look. It might remind you of maybe a kind of tree that your grandmother might have had in her home growing up. So it has a little bit of a vintage look. It has the Mercury glass, but Valerie says these are magical, and it's because of the Kaleidoscope light source inside that they're so magical.
If Valerie had not done these, I really believe this is almost like a dying art form. Because I don't know that anybody else could do it with this quality of glass, that thickness of glass. The whole idea here is that this lasts for your family for decades to come. So the original Mercury glass is still highly prized by collectors.
Absolutely.
And ridiculously expensive.
And that's from back in the 1700s probably
Yes.
that those pieces were started.
But
And
this is what's cool. With a little love and care, these will be around as long.
well, that's the thing. Mercury glass kind of went silent for literally hundreds of years.
Well, it's because the mercury made people crazy.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And Valerie brought back Mercury glass probably, I want to say maybe 10 years ago now.
She found
close
a
to
way,
10 years.
a way to blow glass that gives you that same mercury-like look without using any mercury.
Right.
And can we kind of tell them what the secret is?
Go ahead, Dan.
Okay. If you look very
it's
closely
gonna be
on
hard
the
to do it at
interior,
home.
yeah, you'll notice that there are speckles, which is what mercury glass was. She has found a way to recreate that with a liquid paint that's blown into place. And it plays on the light and the shape and the color of the glass so that it absolutely looks like that old vintage Victorian feeling. And you know what? When we think of Christmas, even though I never grew up in a Victorian age, you think of that.
Oh, sure.
You think of the clop, clop, clip, clop, the horses walking by the town. And every time we envision Christmas carolers, somebody's got a top hat on, and we haven't worn those since, you know, the 1800s.
True. Everyone has that Victorian look in your mind for Christmas carolers, and when we have like our Dickens characters, we're picturing that look. And it's just awesome to have a piece that you know your kids and grandkids are going to be wild about. This is going to be one of those pieces that they're going to remember. So they're going to grow up and they're going to remember a special piece like this.
Remember that tree?
Because it gives that magical feel.
Yes.
Right? So even if they don't even remember the tree itself, they'll remember that magical feel that they had when they came to your house because of this tree.
It's one of the reasons why I really adore, and I don't use that word very often, really adore Valerie.
Aww.
Because she gets that.
Yes.
It's an emotional time of year. And things like this enable us to make the best of what that human emotion is. And I gotta tell you, the world's a little crazy all by itself right now.
It is.
You know, even good people that might have one difference of opinion on a political situation, we don't get along the way we used to. It's crazy. So I want to build this cocoon in my home of a great feeling at Christmas time.
That's it. And Valerie says light is one of the most important ways that you do that in your home. The light gives that warmth to your house. And Christmas is such a magical time. You know, I got my son a new pair of pajamas the other day, and they were like new winter pajamas, so they were cozy bottom, cozy top. And he said, Mom, it feels like Christmas. Because the house just had the right warmth. And when he said it felt like Christmas to me, I felt like as a mom, I'm doing my job.
Well, they're talking about snowfall for the very first time. Well, not for the first time, it's happened years ago. No, but here in Philadelphia, they're saying potential snow tonight.
I know.
That's all right, okay, I can deal with that.
Yeah?
I can deal with that, yeah.
Okay.
Look at those trees and use everything that Valerie brings to us, use in conjunction with other things she brings with us, because it just aids and adds to the fun. I'm going to do a little Valerie Parhill vignette.
Love it.
I just spoke French. That's it. Is that French?
I love it though. If you do bring all your Valerie Parhill pieces together, you'll see that they all work so nicely together. And you'll be able to create that look that when Valerie comes and she layers in her pieces and it gives us that beautiful look, gather all of